Hi guys, welcome to Studio B. So, what won the vote? It's not really a mystery, it's not a surprise, it's Aari company. That was never in doubt, I don't think. So I will be doing Aari company for this season of A Tale of Four Pandas, which I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to having some fun with this. So as I mentioned in the sort of setup, I'm not going to be playing them. I'm going to be playing Aari company. They're going to be the rules, the makeup for the list. I'm not going to call them Aari company. I have decided that I am going to be doing the Corsairs of the Black Sun. I have come up with a little bit of blurb, which I'll put up on the screen now. Hopefully you have time to read it. If not, pause. You can sort that out yourselves. Yeah, I fancy doing some proper space pirates. So Aari are very piratey. I thought I'd steer into that. I would do space pirates. Why not? We can have some fun with this. So, what's the plan? Yeah, that's where things get trickier. Bear with.
Alright, first of all, see, I have a JSA army. It's back there. It's really tiny. It doesn't get used very often, but I do have one. That's why JSA weren't on the list.
I've been shopping and I've been hunting through my shelves of opportunity, and I'm waiting for a couple more bits, but I've managed to pull together a few things. Now I think I'm going to try and convert in some way all the models I use. So I have some ideas which I'll run you through in a minute. But yeah, nothing major. Going to try to dust off some of my old green stuff skills, such as they are cloaks, hoods, that sort of thing. So what have I got? I have a box of Wu-Ming. I really like the Wu-Ming models. Still trying to track down a rocket launcher just for completeness' sake, because you know you've got to get all of them, every single one. I'm thinking these guys would look good with some sort of tattered cloaks coming off the backs, make them look a bit more scuffed up and paint battle damage. It's not something I do very often, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to need Tanko's Ensign Butai. Everything I've been looking at, they're going to feature. They're good. They're cheap 2-wound infantry. That should be nice for rounding things out and can fire team up with a lot of other bits and pieces. I have the ambitious idea of trying to sculpt sort of sleeveless long coats onto these guys to make them look a bit more rough and ready. And given they're going to be in my 150 point list, spoiler, that's going to be coming up sooner rather than later. Brawlers, again, I'm going to need brawlers for bits and pieces. I've already done a bunch of brawlers when I did Spiral Core. So to distinguish them, I've got a bunch of these backpacks, which I will replace the ones they currently have, make them look a bit chunkier. As if they've got a bit more kit, they have to lug around with them. I think that should work. It should definitely set them apart from the ones I've already done. I have one of the old boxes of Drews, so before they added Knauf and Arslan into that. And for some reason I have a second, I have a Drews Hacker, a second one. Don't know why. Now the Drews models have never particularly struck me as being armor 3. But I do have a bunch of these riot shields from Anvil Industries, their game Shards of Afterlife, Shards of Liberty, which I have some pieces of laying around from. I thought some riot shields, again with scuffs and battle damage, could be added to these guys to just sort of beef up their armour a bit and make them look a bit more chunky, a bit more well armoured than the brawlers. And then I've got a bunch of Kaisotsu. I have the support box, and I've got the 3 individual combi rifle guys. Now I think if we give these guys sort of fur-lined hoods, that'll make them look a bit warmer. Why fur-lined hoods, Storm? Because the only thing I have definitely decided on, as I said, is my basing style, which I have been experimenting with. So there you go. The idea is it's ice, deep glacial ice with cracks in it, some snow on the top. It's a first run. I'm relatively happy with how that looks. I think it gets the idea across. That one's going to be for my HVT, I think. Can refine it as I go. But yeah, it came out relatively well, I think. So that was a divergence from what I was going through. So yeah, that's why they're going to get fur-lined hoods, not just hoods. I've got some remotes, some Panda remotes that were intended to go with my military orders, but might get requisitioned by Akari. Stolen by the Black Sun Corsairs, more likely. I'm going to want a Rushi. I do kind of think these models need a resculpt. They're getting to look a little dated for my personal taste, but I think a Rushi is going to be a thing that I want. So I can see them being done at some point. Why have you got both Scarface and an Anaconda? Because I want to take bits from that and bits from that and mash them together to create my own Scarface, or equivalent thereof. I have a few ideas. I'm hoping you really have fun with that project. Yeah. It'll either go really well or absolutely terribly. Jury is very much out. It gave me, I have an excuse to paint another war driver. I really like this model. I think this is an awesome little model. Bit of green stuff to make his hood a bit more furry and winterproof, and he'll be an excellent Evo hacker. I have loads of these Yuan Yuans. So I've got the two fat Yuan Yuans. I've got the old sculpt that came, with the original alpha bags from Battle Foam. And I've got another one in that blister pack from another box. And I've got another fat Yuan Yuan that's in Defiance. So I've got a whole bunch of them. I'll probably use some, not all, just because they'll be funny and they fit the piratey theme. How useful they're going to be, I'm not sure, but we'll see. And the Outrage box, because I kind of fancy using the Knauf sculpt that's in there, or Jethro, as my Armand Lemouet, if I decide to include him. And I'm quite tempted. And I might use Beba as my Joe Scarface thing. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff there. Oh, one thing I did forget. I think I'm going to have to want to motorize. I want a motorized bounty hunter. Claw uses them. They're cheap and he gets loads of good results from them. So I'm definitely considering that. And I found an infinity scale snowmobile. You know, it's an ice base, so I don't need a bike. I need a snowmobile. Again, just another little fun conversion project to do. I think that could be quite good, quite entertaining, quite good fun. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff to pull from over the course of building this army. There should be plenty of models there for me to get to 300 points. There are a couple I'm still waiting for or trying to get hold of. I'm trying to get hold of another Daiokai Denkengitai. I pronounced that wrong. I apologise to Japan. I have one, but he's up there and he's part of my JSA and he's staying part of my JSA. So I'm trying to get hold of another one that I can do stuff to add to my pirates, and a ninja. Because let's be honest, the ninja hacker profile or killer hacker profile is one of my best specialist options. So yeah, I've got one of those on order, just waiting for that to turn up. I'm going to use the Kunai Mercenary Ninja. I'll probably put a picture of it up now, here-ish. So that gets me a lot of stuff to get started. Converting everything, as I said, so hoods, shields, backpacks, coats, cloaks, stuff and things, and then snowy, icy bases. That's my plan. I have a 150 point list, so we'll go and have a look at that, and I'll tell you what my thinking is with that, and yeah, I'll be right back.
So, as I said, I'm pretty sure this is going to be my initial 150 point list that I build towards. I'm not 100% certain, and if you guys have feedback, it will be greatly appreciated. I have the Daiokai Denkengitai. Again, apologies for the pronunciation. I've gone for the multi-marksman rifle version. I prefer the flexibility that gives me. I know I'll lose a burst compared to the Red Fury, but I like having the option of armor piercing or shock, and then in ARO having those two double action shots. I like that better personally. Extra damage on this gun is great. Extra damage on that Panzerfaust as well could be really useful. maybe not in the small game, but as things get bigger. Courage, immune to shock, martial arts level 2, NCO, so I can make use of that lieutenant's order, very handy. No wound in cap, effectively gives it 3 wounds, which is nice, and it's surprisingly quiet for a big fella. I hope this does a lot of work. Tracking one down has proven tricky, but I think I've got one. I then have a couple of Tankos to make that into a Harry's, which means they won't have to suffer from being impetuous as long as they're all together. They've both got Blitzens. I've got the light shotgun and the submachine gun. I prefer that to the Contender and the Flammenspeer one. Unless you can persuade me that I'm wrong. I've never been a huge fan of Contenders. I'd prefer to have the submachine or the light shotgun. It's a neat thing. Nice and quick. Pretty good at dodging, 2 wounds. So I may not have that many models in 150 points, but I do have a lot of wounds here. I've got 7 wounds in these 3 models effectively, which will hopefully keep them alive a little bit longer. I make no guarantees. The Yuan, I wanted to include one because it's fun and I've got loads of them. That booty roll could be great. I could get something fantastic. It could be terrible. I might get something awful. We just don't know. He can parachutist in, or he can just land. I can use the impetuous order, or I can choose to cancel it. Choosing to cancel it will let my opponent know that I have a Yuan, but that doesn't mean they can stop it. But it might make them spend orders positioning where they don't want to. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get any use out of it. If nothing else, it'll be funny. So I think the first mission I play is likely to have some objectives, so I'm going to be able to flash buttons. Ninja. It's a no-brainer. It's the only real option I've got. Killer hacker is cheaper than a proper hacker at 150 points, so that's the one I've gone for. What's not to love about ninjas? Infiltration, mimetism -6, hidden deployment, good martial arts. His range weapon options aren't great with a tactical bow, but in all honesty, all I need him to do is press a button. He can hide, press a button. That's all I want him to do. He's going to fail to press buttons every time, isn't he? And then Kaisotsu. Now, the lieutenant options in Aari are awful. Or at least I feel they're awful. You've got Kaisotsu, Brawlers, or Arslan. They are your 3 picks. I'm taking a Kaisotsu because it's cheap at 150 points. I've got them. 3 of them can be a Harry's. One of them's a forward observer, so I have a second specialist if I need it. I had a point left over. That's the main reason I have a Kaisotsu. And then there's 2 with combi rifles, so I can play a little bit of which one of these is my lieutenant if my opponent wants to come after him. But yeah, one of the things that's I found really bad with the Aari company when I went looking were the lieutenant's options. I mean, look at this. Security Chief Arslan for 36 points. No wounding cap on 1 wound. He's not shock immune. Yeah, okay, he's a veteran, he's got an MSV1, but the Brawler, 15 points, no SWC, whip 12. Or the Kaisotsu, 9 points, half an SWC, whip 12. They're just, blech. I don't really like any of them. I'm going to complain about that a lot. I think it's the biggest thing I found in the list that has been hard to work around. But yeah, I have things I'm looking forward to playing about with as we move forward. Scarface and Cordelia. It'll be nice to have an option to use those myself. Claws use them a lot. I never have. And where is he? He's in here somewhere. alonmg, where have you gone? There he is, the freelance killer. I like this profile. Multispectral Eliza level 1, multi-sniper rifle, -6 mimetism, and the symbiont's armor. Yes, please. Forward deployment so I can get him into a better angle, get a nice weird line across the board. Yeah. He might be a nice sniper to include. Anyway, I've waffled on for far too long. You're going to be bored of the sound of my voice by now, so we'll go and listen to one of the others and join us on my next vlog to see how much progress I've made. Hopefully, a lot.
So Tam, I have chosen you as the most intelligent and reliable of the pandas taking part in this series. I know you won't let me down. You won't, will you, Tam? So tell me, Tam, using that fussy human logic, what do you plan on putting together to show my superiority over the other factions?
So this is my little video vlog. I'm the other side of the camera at the moment. But what I'm going to do now is show off my starting 150 points for the tale of 4 pandas. So we begin with a Yadu lieutenant, because everybody needs a lieutenant, and the Yadu is just a really nice mini. That's actually the Shakti mini, but I'm just going to use it as a regular Yadu lieutenant, and she will be leading my little ALF crew on their misadventures. So next up, I'm going for a toolbox beginning list. So to make a toolbox, you need some specialists. So we have a doctor, which is from the new support pack, which is a very nice pack. And that's backed up with an engineer. Now I'm using the Trisha N33 mini for this, but it's just going to be a regular straight up engineer, dactyl engineer when I play in game with it. And then to round off the specialists, we've got Scylla as a hacker. It's a new sculpt Scylla, who looks very cool. I'm rocking her as just the FTO version without the synchronized Diva bot. Might add that in later. We'll soon see. But that's the core of my toolbox list. Lieutenant, Doctor, Engineer, Hacker. And then to round it out, we've got some tasty firepower in the shape of a Myrmidon with a Spitfire and a Myrmidon with a chain rifle. Because who doesn't like chain rifles, right? So that's my starting force. As you can see, they've all been primed and zenithalled. There's the very first stages of the purple paint gone on to a couple of them. But it's all very much early stages still, lots to do, and I still haven't decided on a basing scheme. But there we go, that's my beginning force, vanilla ALF toolbox with some hard little shooty men to go with it. I'm really looking forward to getting these painted. I'm really looking forward to finding time to paint them. That should be an interesting challenge in and of itself, but we will make time, we will get them done and have some fun rolling dice with them.
In response to preemptive algorithms, I will dispatch a small strike team to observe and intervene on the actions of the nations involved in the Concilium Omega 8 incident. Sophie X-23. A lieutenant from the Yadu Shock Troops unit has been assigned a small task force of dactyls and myrmidons from a nearby Steel Phalanx garrison, along with the aid of Steel Phalanx Sergeant Scylla to handle the infowar aspects of the task. Further reinforcements are available on request, as well as sanction to use local forces to engage in a proxy role. The first engagement will be targeting a small privateer unit from the Aari company. Tam, you will oversee their deployment. I expect nothing less than complete success.
This is my first vlog, and yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this one. We had the options in the last Fast Panda Live of Ariadne, Bakunin or Morats. We've put all the votes together. Thank you, Coyote, for doing that for us. And it was neck and neck between Bakunin and Morats for quite a while. You guys chose... Yep, Morats. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Because you guys know that I'm a bit of an angry monkey. Yeah, so Morats for me. I'm kind of looking forward to that. So anyway, let's have a look what we could have won. So I got this Ariadne collection at a reasonable price. So I had that big box to pick from. I also had this Highlander to pick because I just thought it was a great model, so I bought it. My way of supporting Culver's Belly when they release some nice stuff. We've got some Bakunin back there, the full box. And I was going to have these guys from Aftermath. That was going to be fun. And Fiddler as well. So that was going to be the Bakunin side. So that's what we could have, but we ended up with Morats. Now these I purchased off Tam. They've been built, which when you've only got one hand, that is ace. There's a few pink. That's the pack. A few other packs in there that I've identified. Rancho. Basically, they've all been undercoated, mostly, apart from those guys. But I'm going to end up repainting them all anyway because my colour scheme is slightly different. I also went out and purchased some other bits because I got excited, as you do. And that's probably, that don't come in more at spot. It was such a nice model, you just had to purchase it. So I've got the witch shoulders, I've got some more remotes. I've already got the first two. So I've already got the first two remotes there. One with missile launcher, one with plasma. And I've got my Shazvasti. So I've got a few bits and pieces there. I've also got some other armies. So that's my Shazvasti. Anyway, so I'm going to have, at the end of this, should have quite a decent combined army. But anyway, that's them. Let's go back over here. So yeah, that's they're built and ready to paint, which is nice. Apart from bases. Now during the announcement, I said I wanted alien bases, but I can't find any decent alien bases. Now, if you've got any suggestions, please comments below. Let me know, or the comments at the side. Let me know where I can get some decent alien bases from. But all the ones I've seen just don't kind of do it for me. So I'm going to go for this type, which is which I've already got on my Shazvasti. It's like a paneling mosaic type thing, which is nice. Okay, so next thing was my paint scheme. So I've painted these two up in the last couple of days. And I did a poll on our Discord channel, which members have got access. So members have actually voted on this one already. So the red was quite good with purple skin, but we've ended up going for this one, the violet and pink with traditional red skin. I think she comes out quite nice. I think the metallic look on it, I think it looks good. I've got that pink in my Shazvasti, so it'll tie all together, which is nice. So I'm quite pleased with those. So those two have been painted first, just to get my paint scheme, and I'm quite pleased with that. I think they all look good on the battlefield, and it's reasonably easy to do because the violet metallic is an airbrush. Quick blast over with that, then pick out the detail. So, and as we all know, that we're not the best painter in the world, but at least they're going to be painted. Now, first, 150 points. We can have a look at the screen. I want to go monsters, so I want to go Gakis and Predators and whatever this T-Rex thing is called. It escapes my mind, but I'll have a quick look in a second. A couple of hunter type things and maybe one of those. But yeah, there's be 150 points. I want monsters.
I want bugs. I want kind of like monstrous fun. So yeah, let's have a look at those now.
Okay, so this is my initial idea for a list. I'm wanting the hunter, the predator type feel to my army, especially to start off with. So with that in mind, I've got this kind of list. Now let me go through it. I've got the Morat Vanguard Lieutenant, 14 points. You're paying an SWC for it because he's not really supposed to be the lieutenant, but he's there. I'm going to get him painted up. Meh, he's Morat Vanguard. He's not going to be doing a great deal, but he's cheap. He's lieutenant. Nah. I've also gone for the Zabruk Enslaver because I've got one painted, and the Enslavers, all that kind of stuff. It feels right for that aggressive hunting type, stalking type feel that I want for him. So yeah, she's in there as well. Plus, as you've just seen, I've got one painted up. And I've also gone for the Torok, which I think these are great. Reasonably cheap. I say reasonably, but what we get with them, you get Marital Arts level 1, Natural Born Warrior, Dogged, so kind of 1 wound plus keep going until die. Dodge plus 1 inch, forward deployment 8 inches, and for 22 points, that's nothing. And then you can put mines down with Mine Layer. Yeah, Trench Hammer, always funny. T2 rifle. Yeah, these for the price, I think these are awesome. And this is what kind of led me to this hunter feel to I wanted to have. So I've got that one, and I've got the dinosaur type thing that goes with it. Dodge plus 2, double action, close combat weapon. 20, yeah, he's just fun. He's just a bit of fun. So I've gone for that. I've also gone for the Osnat as well. I don't actually have an Osnat at the moment, so I'm going to use the Tyrock Special Event Edition model for that one until it turns up. I will have 2 Tyrocks painted up, and who doesn't want 2 of these profiles? Which is my thoughts going forward. And when the Osnat does turn up, I can get on painted up. If it turns up before we do his first game, that's great, but if not, I'll have a Tyrock as a proxy until that turns up. So I apologise for using proxy straight away, but I'm too excited. With this Osnat FTO, we can go and do one of these. We can do a Hungry's Fire Team, the Osnat, the Gaki, the Predators, and the members of this fire team continue to regular if I've got the Osnat in there, which gives me lots of orders that I can use for everyone, because I'm not 100% sure what I'm expecting against the 012 Torchlight guys from my first game, but let's see. But this will be fun. And the Osnats, the Gakis and Pressures, a few regular orders, which would be nice. The Gakis and Predators, these are just 6/6 movement with Berserk. That means I'm berserking 12 inches if I can see my prey. I like the word prey. If I can see me prey, I'm berserking 12 inches and explode. And I've faced these things myself from Storm Shroud, and I don't like them. So yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, we've got the Gakis and Predators. They're very, very similar, as you would have thought. But one has got Climbing Plus, the other one's got Berserk, the fighty ones. But yeah, I've got a few of those to paint up. Along with them, I think this, and again, 22 points for this guy. He's got 5 armor, 6'2". I'm on a 150 points game. He's on a small board, so having chain rifles, 2 bursts, flaming spear from when I'm far away. But yes, damage plus 1, dodging to an extra 2 inches. So yeah. Move, dodge, move, dodge, move, dodge. Physique 14. It's not bad at all anyway. Oh yeah, it's going to be great. For 22 points. I'm surprised I didn't do Morat earlier. But this guy's awesome. So he's going to kind of keep on just to do the heavy lifting, so to speak. He's the guy with 4 arms. And because it's a small board, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm getting, I think a Yaugat with Multi-Spectral Visor level 2. A number 2, just in case, you never know, will help. And I'm bringing the Spitfire version because it's small board. Spitfire's 2 foot, good range. He's going to be a bit of a sting if things get out of control. But yeah, The Augat should be good on 150 points. I would definitely take a Spitfire on 150 points anyway because of the size of the board. But these are what I fully intend taking. Now, this is just a rough copy. So, suggestions below, or drop us let me know now, what should I take in 150 points? This is my reasons. I want that hunting feel to it, to give that bit of a narrative, which I'll probably kind of expand on more later. This guy, because he's just ace. Spitfire, because it's a small board. And Lieutenant, because he's going to be hiding back somewhere. So that's my thoughts on it. I want that hunting feel. So, but if you've got any ideas, suggestions, or anything, this is my first time I'm using Morats. They all end in yeah, so just let me know what I can take, what your suggestions are, and any suggestions are going forward. That'd be great. So drop us a message and let me know.
So that is my plan. I've got the Morats. Thank you for that. I've got a few more bits on back order from our friendly local game store, including Cornac and a couple other bits and pieces, because I think you've got to have Cornac if you've got Morats. And I will be painting him white because he is albino, not like Kurt's studio painting, which painted him wrong. Anyway, so I'm quite excited about this. I'm going to put these guys together. So next time, hopefully with 150 points, to be able to see a 150 point army. I am really stoked for this. Thanks guys for voting. I appreciate it, all those votes. And yeah, one day I'll get around to the Bakoonin and the Ariadne, and one day I'll do everything. I've got lots. Look, I've got oodles. These are from, essentially, this was built up from the last Tale of Four Pandas. Yeah, so I love this series. Anyway, I keep saying anyway. Okay, so we received these from Cobras Bay yesterday, a promotion copy after the pre-order bungle period. Thank you, Wayland Games, I suppose. Bit weird. Anyway, we appreciate them being delivered. We've already got a copy over to Void, who's assembling them and sorting them out so we can get them built and we can start an army at the same time as you guys receive yours in April. So thank you very much. I think we're going to have to kind of give these away to our members, and details of that will come up later. Anyway, again, thank you for sending them out. The only one I really want is that one. That is pretty cool. I do like that as a mercenary. I think he's pretty ace. The others are very nice, but I don't need yet another unfinished army. As you've just seen, I've got Bakooning, Hacking Islam, Ariadne up there undone anyway without having to add another one. So yeah, let's we'll give that one away, I think, to our members. Details are coming.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tale of Four Pandas is back, and unfortunately for you lot, so am I. Apologies for my state. I've literally got about 5 minutes between taming the 2-year-old toddler and heading out, so I'm just going to sort myself out very quickly. And I wouldn't actually do this apart from they've arrived. What is it? Oh, it's them, and you knew it was going to be. So I'm not entirely sure why I'm trying to hype this up too much, because we've already announced this. It's not as if it's the reveal for Claw or Storm, who I think currently, when I'm filming this, JSA seems to be the favourite for Storm. Yes, we know Storm, don't worry. So I think it's possibly going to be Aari, and maybe Morat for Claw, but there's still time. Probably not by the time this video gets released, so it's probably all done and dusted by then. But we'll see how it's going. But yes, they're here. Now, I'm not going to do a full unboxing video. Several reasons. One, Carlos has already done one, and let's face it, he's about 50 times more charismatic than I am. Two, I've never been that much of a big fan of unboxing videos. And three, now I got them, I really just want to get stuck in and start building. However, I will, just for your entertainment, get stuck in and open the big one, just so you can see what it's like. Okay, so, nice box. Smaller than the normal one. It's around the size of an action pack normally, but I don't know. I don't know about this new design. I like the new design, but it does make it look smaller. Answers on a postcard. Whether or not you agree. Or down in the comments, that works as well. But yeah, So, lovely artwork, as always. Nice group photo on the back, and let's get stuck in. And this is where I open it up and find out half of them are mismolds or, you know, mispacks, but we'll see. Right then. And yes, please do excuse the state of my desk at the minute. Let's just not dwell on it too much, because you want to see the state of my painting desk. Right, here it is. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Sealed bags. I've only seen this before, and I bought the Left Code 1 pack, which is great. But ooh, theoretically speaking, in that case, you shouldn't actually get any mispacks because they are sealed bags. However, my Hoplite is still missing a backpack, so we'll see how it goes. And there are a couple of normal baggies in here as well. Plastic backpacks. I think these are the Silver Star Rovers. And potentially some other things as well. But we'll see. More Hell Blasters and the big dude. And more for the big dude. Awesome. Cool. Well, I hope that sated your interest. Like I say, I'm not going to do a full unboxing video. It's bags of metal, and it's not going to be cool until they're built, right? So I'm going to leave it there for now, and hopefully there's going to be some funky sound, some funky sci-fi visual effects here, or if not, you're just going to watch my hands doing this for no reason whatsoever. And eventually, when my hands part, you should be able to see the built, completed miniatures. But until then, wait patiently. No time has passed whatsoever. Honest. Look at that. Special effects to the hilt. No expense spent. Anyway, so back from the unboxing. I've managed to get everything built. I've even started to try and paint, and even had to go with some basing on some of them. Have to say, overall, these models are pretty nice. Okay? They are very, very nice. I'm still not entirely convinced why the backpacks are in plastic, but they are very nice. And I have to say, the backpacks themselves were absolutely lovely. There was absolutely nothing wrong with them, apart from the usual sort of duct nub that you had to trim off. But they were all lovely. So the Silver Star Rovers and the Hellblazers have all got separate backpacks like that. The only thing I will say that was a bit weird, and I don't think you'll see it now I've primed it, it's funny enough, the Prime. Primed the Prime. Now, on his gun, I don't know if you can see it, I very much doubt you will be able to, so don't worry about it too much. There was a bit of an issue with mould lines on his gun. I had to trim it off quite significantly. Hopefully when I paint over it and, you know, paint it out, it won't be too bad. But other than that, all of it was absolutely lovely. And I've also, shock horror to anyone who knows me, gone through and I've decided to do some basing. And thank you very much to, I think it was Jam800 on the Discord, who recommended this stuff from Geek Gaming Scenics. And I've also managed to get hold of some resin crystals as well, because I figured that would help with the whole, you know, red lyrium blasted earth thing. But yeah, no, actually really, really happy with how it's come together. The reinforcements are done as well. These are really, really nice. I will say, as much as I'm probably never going to use them, I do like the jackboot sculpts. Don't know why, really do like them. Probably never going to use them, but you know, we'll see what happens. But yes, right, so everything's together. The question is, where do I go from here? So, 150 points, okay? I am thinking, don't quote me on it, something like, what would really be good if I was like, you know, adding commentary as we're going along here, instead of you just staring at a screen while I move models around. But there we go. Okay, so something like this, and I'm going to bring in something raw camera. So 150 points. We've got the Silver Star Prime. He's a beast. Okay, that ballistic skull tap -3 is absolutely fantastic for anything that's on aero duty. It's one of those, we will make you keep your heads down. And the reason I went for this was, I'm thinking Raven Eye Lieutenant. Okay, we know the Raven Eye, the new profile that got dropped for Torchlight Brigade with the Raven Eye +2 orders is absolutely lovely, especially considering the prevalence, excuse me, I haven't started drinking yet, I think that's my problem, the prevalence of NTO in the faction, which is why this one's in here. So I'm thinking, I don't know what the mission's going to be for the first one, actually I think I do, but
I unfortunately have a 2-year-old and my brain is like a sieve at the minute and I've completely forgotten what it is. But I figured I'm going to run the Strider in the midfield. Using the 2 lieutenant orders, the Strider can go and do the mission. I'm then potentially going to have a little Harris running around with the Prime, the Silver Star Rover, it'll be the tactical awareness one, and a Hellblaster. Now, it's probably not the best Harris to put together, but I kind of wanted it for the 150 point game. I kind of wanted to run something that's going to give me a flavour of what the faction can do. So, midfield presence, big boy at the back, Silver Star Rover, attack awareness, Hellblazer, and obviously the Raven Eye in the back as a lieutenant. I may hollow mask him, I may not, because let's face it, if I start putting 2 orders down and Samus isn't there, then my opponent's going to kind of know what it's going to be anyway. But I could play a shell game with that, but we'll see. Okay, now I have played a bit of a game, Proxy Hell as it was, with them against US Ariadne. Now I was supposed to be going up against OSS, so I decided, I know, I'll bring a load of the new Wave Riders. And yeah, ended up playing against US Ariadne, and I completely forgot that US Ariadne, while they're packing heavy infantry, aren't hackable. So that went well. Actually, it wasn't too bad, and thanks to Chris for the game, it was actually really, really good to see how the faction works, and it was a lot closer than the 7-4 win to Chris suggested, and the fact that we had 173 points of mine left on the board at the end, and 174 points of his left on the board in the end. So, yeah, we'll see about that moving forward. Having said that, I do need to broach an awkward subject. Now, I know Infinity were an inclusive community, more so than them others that we won't mention. But even though, and I'm guilty of this myself, I really don't like proxying. Initially, when I thought Torchlight, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try and go as far as I can with just the box loadouts. So, the 3 Silver Star Rovers, the 2 Hellblazers, the Wetworks Detachment, Nimrod, forgot it for a second, and the Prime. So I was thinking I could go pretty much with that, and actually looking at the loadouts, you can get quite close to 300 points from that. But it has limitations. So moving forward, I think we've had it announced that Sonia LaCroix, Raven Eye, and even the Wrecker are on the horizon, and probably they will come out at some point during Tale of 4 Pandas, which is great. So I can use them. But we all know that quite a lot of the talk around Torchlight Brigade has been around the Moonrakers and the Stormbots. So if I want to include them, and I think I do, we're going to need to go into proxy them. Now, I'm not too happy about that as it is. Now, coming up against Aleph, especially, I'm also worried about hackers, and especially if Claw is going to be Morats, which is unconfirmed yet, but you probably know already, because by the time you're seeing this, you've probably seen the other vlogs anyway. So by this point in time, we'll know for definite. So I am going to need some hacking support, and my initial Kappa hacker is great, but the Wave Riders, I think, is the way forward. Now, for that, proxy-wise, I'm thinking Gangbuster, because it's the same loadout, it's a hacker pose, which is great. I'm always going to need a Gangbuster in the rest of my O12 army anyway, so I may as well paint one up. And actually, it looks chunky enough to be a medium infantry. So, Wave Rider, that's fine. And if I need a second one, I could always get a second one, or use the other Gangbuster sculpt, either or. However, Moonrakers, I think, are where it's at. And I'm going to give this one over to you, chat. What do we reckon in terms of proxy? Now, initial thoughts were Moonrakers, the Silhouette 2 robots. So let's go with Beta Troopers. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, it's probably going to be the 2 on the right, because I think most of the loadouts are submachine guns or close weapons, not Spitfire. There is also the combi rifle profile that came in, was it Wildfire? Well, the action pack anyway, which is where I've got it from. My only thing with that is I think they're perfect for it, but I don't want my opponent to be in the situation of thinking they're Beta Troopers and getting confused. So my other option not to be confused was possibly to use the 2 remotes from the Raptor boarding squad. Now, it's not the same loadout in the fact that these guys are packing flamethrowers, but I mean, I think the Moonrakers are packing adhesive launchers, correct me if I'm wrong, so it could work. So what do you reckon would be the best, least mind-bending for my opponent to use as proxies if I was going to use Moonrakers? Now, bear in mind that I'm going to be in camouflage to start with anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Raptor remotes or beta troopers? Answers in the comments. And another thing is, if I do go with a Stormbot, now I trialled the Stormbot out with the game with Chris the other day and it was really, really good, and I used the Vostok, which is nice. Vostoks are quite hard to get your hands on. I don't fancy of doing a conversion because I can't remember where in the timeline the Stormbots were supposed to come out, but I do think it's probably not going to be for a while. So I think I'm going to set myself the challenge of converting myself a Stormbot from scratch. I thought about the Vostok as a possible host for that because it's bulky enough, it's silhouette 4, and I think it would work quite well. And it's not necessarily, as the Nomad remotes go, it's not necessarily instantly recognisable as, oh, that's a Nomad's remote. But what do you reckon? What would be a good basic chassis that I could use that would fit in with a Torchlight aesthetic to convert a Stormbot from? Answers in the comments and we'll go from there. I think that probably wraps it up for me at the minute. Please don't pay too much attention to my paint scheme. It's currently in the looks like absolute garbage till I finish painting it stage. So yes, that's another one for new painters, and it's something I only learn in the future. It's like, when you start painting models, they look garbage. Please do not be disheartened. Keep going, because by the end of it, they should look a whole lot better. If they don't, then yeah, you've got problems. But I don't think it can look any worse than that in a minute. But there we go. Okay, so yeah, 150 points. I think I've got an idea of what I'm going to do. That could change depending on what the results of the polls are. Am I going up against Aari? Am I going up against the Shat? Am I going up against Morat, or is it Bakunin? Who knows? You do, because you've probably seen it before this one. But at the time of recording, I don't. But we'll see what happens anyway. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining. Any suggestions on this? Because I've got one mission and one mission only, this Tale of 4 Pandas, and that's not to come last. So any help you can provide me, that'll be much appreciated. In the meantime, have a good one, and to nick a, catchphrase from some of the other YouTubers, make sure you've got some time in your day to slay the silver in this case. Other than that, catch you on the flip side.
So we have got to the giveaway bit. Basically, we're giving away stuff to members, and it's not a regular thing. It's when we get stuff to give away. It's a way to reward the members for being members. It's just a friendly thing. It's random. Every now and again, we'll give stuff away. The reason we do membership is we want to build a community. We want a Discord. We've got a nice Discord community going on, and we want that kind of interaction with you guys. So the community was the main reason we wanted members. We don't want to be millionaires. Let's face it, we're never going to be millionaires. But it's the community. I like that feeling of guys sharing information for photographs, asking questions, talking about Infinity, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we've got a Discord. All you got to do is click on the membership. It is the minimum membership value that we could select. Just so we can get you guys together talking about and build that Fast Panda community, and get people kind of involved, and we can talk to people and all that kind of stuff. We're on there quite often, sharing photographs and what we're up to and all that kind of stuff, and we're interested in what you guys are doing as well. So when members post pictures and all that kind of stuff and ideas and missions and that all kind of thing, it's really quite good. I can't kind of like say it more. I love it to bits. So become a member, click on the minimum bit, and if your Discord is linked to your YouTube account, you'll get a little link back through. If you're a member already and you've got issues and things like that, reach out to me, let me know, and I will sort you out and we'll get you sorted out and get you on the Discord so you can be chatting to everybody, because I really want you guys all together chatting, having that community, because that for me is the best thing, is the people who play this game. Okay, with that, we have the giveaway. We have the bounty hunter, we have the reinforcements, and we have the main box. Thank you again, Corvus Belly, for sending these out. Void Spirit has already got that box, and as you've already seen, he's kind of on with it and he's sorting it out. So we will kind of give it the best light we can.
Alrighty then. Let's get down to it. So let's give away the bounty hunter. Where do I press the button? somewhere. Press the button. Click spin. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's do it. Who's gonna win? And it is... You have just joined. Mr. Watts, you have just joined, and congratulations, you have got the Bounty Hunter, which I really wanted. Anyway, let's go on to the next box. So this is a small box of the reinforcements. Let's see who wins this one. Everybody stays in the spin, because you never know, we might be able to save postage. M. Svedlund. Yep, congratulations, you have won the reinforcements box. Okay, so the Torchlights box. Let's see what we can do for the Torchlight box. And drum roll, please. Okay, the big one goes to Richard Rushforth. Congratulations. You have the big box coming towards you, and as soon as we get it boxed up, packed up, and all that kind of thing, we'll get them straight off to you. So all of you 3 winners, drop us a line on Discord would be best. If not, just reach out to us one way or another, get us your address, and we'll get it sent out to you. Congratulations, all 3 of you.
So that's it. Giveaway given away, and yeah, just click that members button, be a part of the community, all that kind of stuff. So it'll be great stuff. A couple of those names is Roostar is for the Bounty Hunter, and the Torchlight box with Richard Rushforth. I know those 2 guys on Discord. Mr. M. Svedlund, if you are on Discord with a different name, let me know. If you're not, just reach out through Facebook or Instagram, or drop me a line, whatever. Just let us know, and we'll verify you, and away we go. And then we can get them sent out to you. Congratulations, and catch you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. It all helps to keep us motivated and raises the profile of our channel and Infinity the game, bringing it to a wider audience. And don't forget, if you're so inclined, you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you.